What is going on, my loveliest FreeMelons? I'm Martyr. Thank you for joining me here on the FreeMelon Society once again. It is a good day today. It is a very good day because today is the last day that I will be appearing on camera, at least for the next while, with this absolutely outrageous handlebar mustache on my face. I started to reach that threshold of tolerance for how absurd I look every day in the mirror, and so I figured, well, if I'm gonna get rid of this thing, I need to at least appear once on camera with the full cowboy hat outfit going on. And I understand that this impairs my credibility, but you gotta live a little bit and have some fun. So, but this ridiculous look has to go. Riffing a little bit today, it's good weather, so I thought I would come outside and take the camera and just maybe chat with you guys for a little bit. There is a question that I get very, very, very often in my social media, in my email, Facebook. This question keeps popping up with metronomic regularity. So often I get this question. Let's just put it this way. If my manhood were to grow by a nanometer for every time that I heard this question asked of me, then the tracks that I would leave were I to ambulate through a forest would leave behind, curiously, a deep trench bisecting the left and right footfalls all the way as long as my tracks were made. Of course, what I'm trying to convey is that I get this question often. Okay? So the question is quantity. It's the quantity of food that I get in my diet. So people ask, how much food do you eat? Like, what is the actual weight of food that you eat? How much do you eat? How much generally is what I'm being asked. And I think what I want to respond for people that feel that question brewing up when they want to get in touch, the answer to that question is not necessarily relevant or helpful to you. And I'll tell you why. Now, that's not to say comparison isn't a very helpful and useful tool whenever we're trying to make sense of our lives, okay? Comparison is a very helpful tool, and we often use it to create a frame of reference, right? To create a context, a contextual field in which to place ourselves. So I'm not saying throw away comparison. That's not the point. It's just in this particular case, it may not be as helpful as you think at first, okay? So here's why. And it's because how much quantity of food that you eat is a deeply internal process. It is a communication between only yourself, your personal individualized ego, your central nervous system that ramifies itself throughout your whole body and is communicating with your intelligent self in a way that is particular only to you and only you can know. Part of the concordance between that system and yourself, your higher self, your consciousness, is your appetite, is your hunger drive, and it's hardwired only to you. So if we're asking someone how much they eat, in hopes of getting better information to how we personally structure our diet, maybe it's just a curiosity thing, and that's different. In that case, whatever, you tell you how much we eat. But my point is, if we're trying to gain information on how we should eat ourselves, like how much we should eat ourselves, in that case, I would say that the answer to the question would not be relevant. Imagine someone tasked you with an artistic endeavor. Hey, I want you to draw me anything you want, whatever inspires you, whatever you like. It doesn't even matter if you can't draw, just draw me anything you like. And you receive that instruction and you go ask someone else, hey, what should I draw? They can't answer that question because the point of the exercise is a deeply internal process, the likes of which only you can answer, because only you know what you would impulsively like to draw. You can't assign that to someone else and say, hey, what would you draw? Because that's not relevant or helpful to you. Only you in your body could possibly have any idea of how much bulk quantity is suitable for you in your body. Anybody else's food quantity is going to be tailored to what their body is telling them, and it doesn't have anything to do with yours. So in trying to use that data to help inform your own, it's not useful. And I'll tell you why we come up with that question. And the reason is because we have been taught to have a fantastic lack of faith in the internal tools of communication that we're gifted with. That's what's really happening here. We are told, because we've been given a perfect system to assess how much food we should be taking in, which is determined by our hunger, okay? It's perfect. It's literally flawless. It works really, really well. Assuming, of course, that we're eating what we're supposed to be eating and we're eating natural food for our systems. That's the assumption, okay? So nature is assuming that given the tools that you have, you eat and live how you're supposed to, and then in that relationship, everything's taken care of for you. So assuming that's the case, the problem is we've been taught to not have faith in that system. And we've been taught that even if we're doing what we feel, quantitatively speaking, is correct, that we need to have another opinion on how much is suitable, even though you might feel perfectly satiated by the end of the day, let's just say. So what the real question you want to ask yourself is not how much food is someone else eating, okay? The real question you want to ask is, what do I eat? Period. What is food? What should I be eating? That's a much better question. That is a much better question, because if you know what to eat, how much takes care of itself, because that communication is taken care of by you and your whole central nervous system and your GI tract and all that stuff that's happening internally. That takes care of how much. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to do anything to figure that out, okay? But what to eat is a much more pertinent question, okay? But we first have to reclaim the faith that we are designed not arbitrarily but very intelligently. And that internal system of communication, it leads you to what's right for you. So if you're eating what's right for you and you're feeling good and satiated and happy by the end of the day, trust me, you've had enough. That was the quantity for you. Nobody else needs to add any other input, because that system is taken care of for you, by your body intelligence, okay? Easy. Trying to make things simple for your life, right? There's less to worry about. There's a lot in life that we could be worrying about. This is not one of them, okay? Guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna go get some sun. We'll see you on the next one, okay? God bless, and we'll see you next time.